currently on the way to work now, stuck in traffic as per usual. The motor trade, to be quite honest with you, it's not an easy trade to be in. A lot of people think they can buy a car, stick a valet on it, and then just flog it and make it for 100 quid. All happy days. It's changed a hell of a lot over the years since I first started the motor trade, from financing stuff to selling stuff, to the cars you sold, to the reliability side of things you sold. I'll be honest with you, back in the 2000s, obviously when I wasn't selling cars, the cars then, 2000 to 2007 let's say, the cars are bulletproof. They went forever, like your PD 130 engines, stuff like that. You could tune them and you could literally do whatever you wanted to do with them engines, and if it blew up, you was unlucky. That's how reliable it was. Whereas nowadays you've got cars, and unfortunately the manufacturer makes them to break. And you're probably asking why is that then? Why would a brand want to make a car to break? And the whole idea is, if you think about it as a business logic, if they sell you a unit, say for 15, 16 grand let's say, and in 3 years time you need to buy parts for them again, they're continuously earning money from you. There's certain brands out there, I'm not going to say which ones and obviously which models of cars and stuff like that, but I've seen some of them fail on 30,000 miles before. I mean, when you're spending that sort of money on a car, the last thing you want is your car to fail on that sort of mileage. But I think they've all kind of jumped on the bandwagon now, barring a certain other brand, which again I won't mention, but there's only a selective couple what I can actually say are spot on. And I mean, to buy them cars, good luck to you, because they always fetch absolutely ridiculous money. You can't make any money on top of them because of that, because of the quality of the car. It's spot on. I mean, we carry on as a brand, let's say, because we've got nothing else to do. That's the thing you've got to do. And I mean, in business, it's never a good time to start a business. I got told one day, and it's very, very, very true. If you want to start a business, no matter what it is, whether it's the motor trade or whatever, just go for it. Because you're going to go to yourself and say 10 years time and go, I wish I did that. And you can't live your life full of regret. That's the main thing. I've been in and out of the motor trade for 9-10 years, I think it is now, and it's, yeah, I started as a valeter, believe it or not, and then, as you can imagine, on a day like today where it's -6, I don't really want to go to work, to be quite honest. But sales is something I love, dealing with customers is something I love, and you get to see so many different people on a day-to-day basis as well, which is good. So what we do at Eleco is we get the cars in, try and complete a 100-mile road test before the car gets sold, so it'll get picked up. We do buy cars from auctions, so I'm going to be as honest and transparent people as well. But auctions nowadays, in all honesty, are a lot better than they used to be. You get a full written report, some of the cars are assured, so if there's anything on the report that's not been done on there, if it's a assured report, you can give them it back. If it's not assured and you drive it away and there is a little teething problem with the car, unfortunately you're on your own. But I used to buy all my cars privately, and the problem you've now got with that is cars privately, i.e. Facebook and eBay and stuff like that, they come from a different company as well. And again, I'm not going to name anybody on here or anything like that, but it's pretty much a scrapyard. So the car's there for a reason. For that reason, you'll probably never know, because you'll never know the back end of the story of the car. But why is it there for starters? And then you're going to get someone buying it, trying to fix it, etc, etc, and you're probably going to buy a bit of a, what we call a nail. Got all air freshener jumping in now and all that. So yeah, it's, I like to buy from the auctions because you kind of know what you're getting. The 100-mile road test pretty much says to you, you know what I mean, if anything's going to go wrong in that first 100 miles, you should know by then before you've got it on site, let's say. Not always the case. We can't predict what a car's going to do. Even though you call it, you bought your new car, it is a used product. So if you've got a 65 plate car, it's now going to be 11 years old. Prime example, you know what I mean? You can't expect to get a brand new car for a fraction of the price. It doesn't work like that. All what I can say is the cars go through the workshop, go through a fresh MOT, 12 months MOT with no advisors whatsoever. We service the car, we do oil and air on the car, and we try and get the car as new as we possibly can. And that's the only thing I think we can do as a customer, as a supplier to you, for you as a customer, to make sure you're happy. And like I say, we can't predict the future. We can't predict if the car's going to break, we can't predict if you're going to get a flat tyre, we can't predict if your battery's going to go down. Unfortunately, there's that many components on a car. If we used to do that, and I mean, we've had people in the past before say to us like, why have you bought this car? We don't know what that car's going to do. And if we sat there all day in the auction, we went, we'll leave that one, we'll leave that one, we'll leave that one, we're never going to be a business, because it's all about taking risk. And if you don't take the risk, you're not going to get the reward. It's as simple as that, really. So we try to buy the stuff we do now, so if there's ever a little bit of a teething problem, we can get it into the bus straight away. That's the advantage of it. But the easiest way I can always explain cars, and I've explained it for this for years, is people trade cars in for a reason. Not always a genuine reason. Sometimes there is a genuine reason behind it. The usual reason is for it is there's a little bit of an issue somewhere. So I call us puzzle makers. There's a piece missing out of the puzzle, and we've got to try and find out what that piece is to put that car back right again. Now, sometimes it's great because you can jump in a car and go, I know exactly what that is straight away. Whereas other times it can take a little bit longer, but our policy is the car doesn't leave them gates until it's 100% online. So we're not one of these garages what will literally buy a car from the auction, stick a valet on it, sell you it with whatever MOTs on the car. We're not like that at all. We don't believe in that. If you're buying a car at retail money, you want a retail experience at the same time. So there is garages out there that do that, and you'll probably see them for a couple of years, and you'll probably never see them again, or they'll set up somewhere else, because it's the wrong way of doing it, really. Personally, that's my personal opinion. We always MOT a car as well. So say for instance, we buy a car in, it got MOT 2 weeks ago. We'll always MOT it again, just to double check that people haven't done, you know what, on the car. We'd rather be safe than sorry. We did one, I think it was probably 3 or 4 weeks ago, and went for an MOT, etc. Not with us, with somebody else. We put it for an MOT. You needed 2 front tyres. Prime example again, because if we had let that car go thinking, oh, fair enough, it's just had a recent MOT on it, and the tyres were like that, what, as a customer, you buying that car, the first thing you're going to be is annoyed, and anyone would be. Like I say, if you're paying retail money for a car, you want a retail experience. Now, we offer warranties in the cars. I mean, you get a 6-month warranty on every car we sell anyway, but I mean, you can upgrade that as well to a 12-month warranty, a 15-month warranty, a 24-month warranty, 36, however far you want to go. We always recommend this. It's like we say to our customers, you might need it, you might not, but it's better to be safe than sorry. Again, going back to it, we can't predict what a car's going to do, unfortunately. We can get it as prepped as good as we possibly can before it leaves, but we can't predict the inevitable. If you went down the road and hit a pothole and snapped your spring, you know what I mean? We can't predict what you're going to do in that car. If you hit, I don't know, if you hit something else in the car, let's say, as you can see, I'm getting blinded by the sun as well. So yeah, it's an hard game to be in, and I mean, parts nowadays as well. Wow, because parts have never been cheap, but I would like to say some parts companies are triple the price of what they used to be. Same part, same branding, same everything else, triple the price. So to prep a car, we've actually got a video on this as well. I think it's about £800 a car, roughly give or take, to prep a car right, subject to it obviously not needing anything else. 800 quid to prep a car is astronomical. Plus you've got to pay a driver to pick it up. Plus you've got to pay your VAT on that. Plus you've got to put fuel in it. Plus you've got to put your warranty on it. And if anything goes wrong after that, and you're like me personally, where we do cover a few bits and bobs, where obviously it's not covering the warranty, we will cover it. There's that to take into consideration as well. Plus your overheads, plus your staff's wages, plus your rent, everything. There's so much. There's a massive bigger picture to it than what people think. People honestly do think we buy a car, we valet it, we MOT it, whatever, we make $2 grand in it. No way, clear. I can't remember the last time I made $2 grand in a car. I couldn't tell you, because I don't really think that happens anymore, to be quite honest with you. Unless you're extremely lucky, and I mean, or you're in like the higher market bracket, let's say. But yeah, it's nowhere near what people think. And I mean, I've got to respect people coming in and go, what's the best price for cash? But again, being completely honest with you, the good old days have gone. Cash doesn't mean absolutely anything anymore in the motor trade, or I don't think it means a lot to a lot of other people either, to be quite honest. We get charged, some people will know this, some people won't know this, but we get charged for putting money in the bank, we get charged for using the card machine, and I mean, if you use your credit card in our card machine, we get charged a higher percentage as well at the same time. So there's that to take into consideration as well. So whatever the screen price is of that car, you can already start to knock a couple of £100 off it before you've even started. And if you want a discount as well, you can see where I'm going with this. We price all our cars to make sure they're in line with the internet market. They get checked weekly, and they're all under, as far as I'm aware, they're all under. We go off Auto Trader pricing, and people ask the reason why we go off the Auto Trader pricing, and it's because Auto Trader specifically only deals with cars. Yes, there's the odd couple of vans on there, but what I'm trying to say is the algorithm of the cars and the vans is the biggest one in the UK, so it knows the most out of all of them. So pricing, the specs and stuff like that. Yes, Auto Trader doesn't take all the specs into consideration, what it should do really, but to get an accurate price in your car, Auto Trader is the company to use, definitely. Now, the other thing as well is, now we're talking about Auto Trader, we do not advertise on Auto Trader. And I'll tell you the reason why. If we were to advertise on Auto Trader, I think the 12 cars roughly is about £2,200 roughly, give or take. So that's every month. £2,200 every month, that's on one platform. So we use eBay, we use Facebook, we start to use TikTok, we use Instagram, we've used every single thing we can possibly think of to show you our cars, let's say, to show you our stock list. But spending an extra £2,200 a month on Auto Trader is ridiculous for that amount of cars. It just doesn't, to me, mathematically, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, and we're selling cars. I mean, obviously, I know a lot of people in the motor trade, and we talk between us all. I know lads on motor trade, Auto Trader, sorry, and I know people what's like me, what just deal with, like say, eBay and whatever else. We sell similarly the same amount of cars. So if they were selling an extra, I don't know, 20-30 cars a month on the same stock list of what I've got, which is 40 odd cars, I'd say, you know what, I'm missing a trick here, I'll jump on it, because it's worth it. When you work it out and how many more cars you're selling to, how much it's going to cost to repair that car, it's worth it. But they're not. Their stock list is higher or whatever. So the way I look at that is that extra money there is someone else's wages. You may as well get someone else in the office or out the office or doing something what's going to earn that money. When you employ somebody, you employ them as an asset, not a liability. So you employ them to make you more money, and if they're not making you more money, it's pointless, isn't it? You're just throwing money down the drain, basically. So we've upped our staff level, and everyone's got their own jobs, let's say. So we've got Nick in sales, we've got Chantal in social media, let's say, and we've got a mechanic as well, and we've got me. So there's 4 of us. So, and my biggest fear was staff to begin with. When I first started the business, I don't want any staff. It only cost me loads of money. But for you to grow as a business, you need to have staff. And I mean, again, going back to it, you have assets and you have liabilities. I've employed people in the past with another business I had, and it was a liability because they weren't earning you any money. The only thing it was doing is causing you a headache. And that's the 2 sides of it, and people get scared by that. And like I say, I got scared by it, employing people for that reason, because I've had it in the past where it's cost me more money, I've had to do twice the amount of work, whereas all I can say with my staff at the minute, they're absolutely spot on. They really are. They know they need to do it. They get on with it, and we have a crack as well at work. We have a good laugh. So that's the main thing. And I mean, an happy environment at work as well definitely boosts your spirits. And I think personally you'll sell more cars from that. I mean, if the work environment's a bit dull and a bit bitchy, let's say, you're not going to be bothered about selling out. You're not going to be bothered about doing anything. You're just going to be going, oh, so to work today. I need to go to work. I need to get this money, and you're not going to enjoy it. Whereas I can happily say at our place, we do enjoy it, and as far as I'm aware, all the staff enjoy it at the same time. So, yeah, the motor trade it's not easy. It's definitely not easy. It's getting harder. But it's like I said to everybody, what business isn't getting easier? They're all getting harder, 100%. And the only people to blame for that is the government, really, putting the price up for everything and stuff like that. And I mean, your VAT is your biggest killer as well. You've got 20% on top of that as well. So I mean, if you think about it realistically, you have something called corporation tax, which is 20%. If I want to take a wage, obviously I take them as dividends, which is 9%, and then you've got also your VAT. So you've got the VAT at 20%. What's that? 49%. So only 51% of what we sell, we see, if that makes sense. That's without it coming back, like I say, because you've got a lot to deal with and stuff like that. So the biggest earner in the UK is the government. And you speak to any business owner, they'll tell you exactly the same, because we work for them, really. You get up every morning at stupid o'clock, go to work when it's -6 to make sure the government are alright. You can see why people are starting to get annoyed with it. Anyway, we'll go off that subject, so I don't really want to talk about politics. But it's a good game to be in, or a good market to be in, if you know what you're doing with the motor trade. It's just extremely hard. But I was wanting to make this video really to show people that it's not all bells and whistles, there's nowhere near it. And I'll happily admit to you, we make 300-400 quid a car. Probably give or take. That's after your VAT and after everything else. But again, like I say, if you think if that car comes back once, you're screwed. You've lost your money. So you've recycled the car, but at the same time, you can speak to anyone who knows me very well. I hate, and I mean it, and I hate sending cars to the graveyard, because the other cars, one more car I can save, there's one more petrol and diesel on the road. One more petrol and diesel on the road, us boys in the motor trade can carry on doing what we need to do. There's a lot of guys who are really interested in electric. I'm one of them. I'm not really keen on the electric branding or the electric cars. It just doesn't work for me. So the more we keep on the road, the more we've got to sell, the longer we stay open, basically. But yeah, so now you've seen this little video, which should be about 20 minutes long. You can see for yourself, it's not all plain sailing, let's say. So when you come in and ask us the best price for cash, do not be offended when we turn around and say to you, it's priced accordingly and that's the price. Because we physically can't do any more than what we're doing. Imagine it, that 400 quid or 500 quid turns to 200 quid or 300 quid if you want 200 quid off that car. Now work out over the overheads of the staff and everything else, how many cars we've got to sell a month to break even or make a profit. And you're never going to earn money, you're never going to earn profit every single month, and everyone knows that in business. But at the same time, you need to earn profit at a good amount of months to stay open. So yeah, there's a little video on the way to work about the motor trade. We'll do quite a few more of these as well. If people want to tell me what I want to talk about, obviously comment on the video as well. Let me know what you think we should talk about next. Like I say, I'm going to be as transparent as I possibly can with people. No bullshit, mind my language, but I'll tell you exactly how the motor trade is, and I'll tell you exactly